Alright, hey everyone, FPS Chaz here. Welcome back to Cold Water 68 NATO campaign with the old Sturgeon. Last time was the Kentucky Gentleman stream. Hopefully we get some, I don't even want top shelf whiskey this time. I don't even know what where the analogy goes with submarines, but anyway. Supposed to be looking for some cruise missile sub heading southward in the Norwegian Sea towards the Atlantic. Have all these like ocean names been this like illegible this whole time? I'm gonna say this is our guy. So come to daddy. Oh, we're like right on a shoal here. I wonder if it's gonna be kind of shallow. Manly pub glass. Alright, looks all good to me. 37s and 45s. 168. Pertinent info. Where is this dude? Weak duct, weak layer. Let's get in there close. And let's do it.
On sonar, new contact bearing 167. Designated Sierra 1.
It's a little shallow, but not that shallow, relatively speaking. Okay, what we got here? What we got? Echo 2.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
What was it? Echo 9 to Echo 7? Honnold, buddy, you read me? Loud and clear, kid. Alright, well, sweet. We already hold our contact. Let's head that way, then.
Come right to 171. Helm I.
Make depth 200 feet. Dive I.
Golf is not a nuke sub, but I don't know any spawn tables. That was Wedge. What did they say right at the beginning of Empire? I thought it was like Echo 9 to Echo 7 or something like that. Great shot, Jensen.
Con sonar, new contact bearing 166. Designated Sierra 2.
You like Wedge the most? That's interesting. Nuclear launch capable. Oh, no. Nuclear powered. I was about to say Foxtrot. I think it's a fishing boat.
Con, dive at 200 feet. Dive I.
Con sonar, Sierra.
I already got a
is
solution. Hot
classified
diggity
as
damn. Alright. Echo 5 to Echo 7. There you go. 5-9. Kind of close.
Con, helm, steady course. Come left to 122. Helm I.
Kick it into high gear.
Make turns for 8 knots.
I don't know if I would call it 8 knots high gear, but it's just fun to say.
Making turns for 8 knots.
I don't even know who my favorite character is from Star Wars. I don't think I've ever had a favorite. All ahead Chasley. Echo is easy, yeah, for sure. I mean, pretty much every boat is, I don't know, easy.
Con, helm, steady course.
It's not like 84 where you can just go like snapping off with Mark 48s, get some interesting situations. The procedure's always the same. Get behind, shoot torps at them, because the Mark 37s suck. I think that's part of the reason why 68 is so inherently, like, different feeling than 84 in this game, if it's not modified. Because 84 is, like, tuned for those, I guess, faster subs and faster torpedoes. Like, 68's a bit of a slog. But I want to finally beat it, because I've never beaten 68.
Come right to 146, helm aye. Con, helm, steady course.
Do you have a towed array? No towed arrays in 68.
Come right to 183, helm aye.
I gotta go a little faster here.
Steady course.
No, he went underneath. Okay, well, let's follow him down there then.
350 feet, dive aye.
Yeah, speed up. We're gonna speed it up.
350 feet, dive aye.
Make turns for 1, 2 knots, maneuvering aye.
Yeah, weak duct, weak layer. Faux show. This guy's really kind of putting. I'm gonna kick it into higher gear here, but first I wanna take a. Square in its baffles, so I want to take a listen real quick, make sure he doesn't have any friends. But if he does have friends, it's possible the friend has been on the. Oh, there you go, the far side of the echo, and just have not heard the friend. It's possible there's a friend. Remember the 5th of November? Does anyone like V for Vendetta?
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 3 knots.
It's like, remember V for Vendetta? I think it's fine.
Con sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as submerged submarine.
I haven't seen everything the Wachowskis have done, but it's probably their second best movie. I would say I like V for Vendetta better than the Matrix sequels. Matrix sequels, I feel no need to ever watch those again. But I love the first Matrix. It's one of my favorite movies.
450 feet, dive aye.
Even though the Wachowskis didn't technically direct V for Vendetta, they were just like producers and wrote it. Okay. Let's get, now we can kick it into high gear. Rapid fire.
1-5 knots, maneuvering aye.
Got some catching up to do there, partner.
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 1-5 knots.
Did Echo and Juliett have any relation? Because Juliett's conventional as well. Echo was like was one of their first nuclear boats. It was Hotel Echo in November, the so-called hen boats, the first generation Soviet nuclear. I guess an SSN, an SSBN, and an SSGN. That is indeed in November. And if he's right behind Echo 2, oh, that's even better. Makes it even better. Oh, we have Echo at home. MiG-29, Su-27 kind of thing. So, let's speed it up then. Alright. I think I'm going to have to be using 2 Mark 37s against this November here.
Come right to 228, helm I.
Why is the November behind the Echo? It's a interesting question.
Come left to 209, helm I. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 118. Contact faded.
Novembers were indeed loud. I wonder how much louder they were than like Nautilus, because Nautilus was pretty loud too. I think the loudness of Nautilus played into its ability to be detected by early warning sonar type things, what led to the US's desire to really focus on quieting early on. Joke frantic hello. 62 or 79 mods. I have not did not even aware such a thing existed.
Come left to 228, helm I.
I think I've talked about the book, The Trident Deception, on the stream here. No, not I think. I have definitely talked about the book Trident Deception. I'm now reading the sequel, which is being set up to be a U.S. versus China type book from like 2015. So a bit older now. But there was just an encounter between a 688 and 3 Shang class submarines, where the 3 Shangs like moved to like approach the 688, and the 688 is kind of like stuck. And this is like one of the opening moves of the war, so the Shang detects the 688 and then fires on it, but then the 688 was not already at battle stations, even though the captain was thinking about like having to pass between 2 of the Shangs. Was like, I would think you would want to, I don't know how the battle stations work, but it seems weird that they weren't like already at battle stations if you're like going to be that close to an enemy sub in like a defensive position. Well, not enemy, but you know, like adversarial sub in a defensive type position. But I'm not sure. Alright, we're getting up there on dudes. I wonder if we'll get like a an anti-surface mission this stream. Those can be kind of dicey. The submarine ones have kind of gotten down to a bit of a science here. Hey, Vulcan Rider. Oh, you read the Trident Deception? So it's knee. The knights who say knee. Alright, let's slow to ahead of the third for shooting these torps.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
And this Echo 2 will be none the wiser that Mr. November is getting picked off, and then we'll move on to Echo 2. And then we'll probably need to get more torpedoes.
Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 5 knots.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir. Shoot 2-3. Aye, sir.
Make turns for 9 knots. Maneuvering aye. Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 9 knots.
Trident Deception I thought was really good. It's I think it's like some Israeli plot to make an American boomer sub go rogue to nuke Iran. This is like the premise. And there's P3s and Collins and Virginias and stuff. It's been 7 years since I read the frickin' thing. Richard Davidson, thanks for subscribing. I've not seen Wolf's Call yet, so I don't know. I was thinking about making a video about me watching Wolf's Call for the first time, whenever I get around to it. Those frickin' Joe Buff books, though. I really have no desire to revisit them. I read... Which one of those did I read? I think I read 2 or 3 of them. But yeah, Trident Deception I liked a lot. Because the author, I think he used to be a submarine captain. I read Thunder in the Deep, I read Crush Depth by Joe Buff. I may have read Deep Sound Channel. So it was 2 or 3 of them. The books are probably still at my parents' house.
Sierra 4 is classified as
Whoa, hey, what?
submerged
Oh my god. Was that called out and I was talking over it? Ah, no timestamps. Wow, it was, okay. Okay, well, it should be fine. You cannot turn off the restream bot. You can come on the Twitch. It's so you can see the chat from the other thing on here, but I guess it's kind of redundant since it shows up on the video. I guess I could turn that off, but it would show it to you chronologically better where you are in the chat. They were kind of dumb, the Joe Buff books. They were just fine for 12-year-old me, or however old I was. Yeah, the Joe Buff books were weird with like the limited nuclear war, like tactical nukes only, and then like Germans are evil again and Russians are still in Germans, super high-tech subs, and one of them books dealt with all the the captain and like the officers going on like a raid of like a German facility to blow up a German missile facility like it's a Star Trek episode or something. It was Some interesting stuff. Ceramic subs that can dive to like 15,000 feet, go like 45 knots or something, 50 knots, something ridiculous. Starbuck Quasar, hello. But yeah, got the Germans are evil thing completely wrong. Germany is like almost neutering itself defensively. This November may hear things. I'm not sure if I would have done anything else different. Hopefully that November turns back to port before I turn these torpedoes on, but I'm not sure he's even gonna hear them. We'll have to see. Am I in the November baffles? It's not indicative of where the torpedoes are. They may still be in the baffles for that guy. Oh, I was trying to adjust the depth on these things, but you can't do it until they're turned on. Blop. Turn that bad boy on. Blop.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired. Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Oh, you're Mark 11. Okay, hello. Glad to have you back. Do you have any thoughts about the captain of the USS Georgia being relieved and arrested over a $2 bolt? I heard the first part, I did not hear the second part. If that $2 bolt was outside of quality assurance requirements, then I think I'm fine with it. Let me pay attention to this boat being sunk here. L12 Skittlemadoo. Okay.
Last bearing 2 1.
Get reloading here.
Contact breaking up. Come left 2 161. Helm I.
Let's quiet down for a second. What is Sierra 1 up to?
Knots. Maneuvering I.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Yeah, I think we're fine on the ultra quiet front. Just reload the tubes. Sierra 1 seemed to have somehow gotten a whiff of something. Don't make any sense. I wonder if like if that November blew up that close to you, would you hear like the echoes of something? I would like assume so. Even if you don't get direct sound energy, would you get like ambient diffusion or stuff bouncing off the bottom? I don't think the game models that, but
Make turns for 3 knots. Maneuvering I. Con, maneuvering, making turns.
tried doing the
for
68
3
campaign
knots.
as the Guppy. Absolutely a horrendous slog fest. To get very lucky or be very, very good at lining up and knowing when to fire.
Tube 1 ready.
You'll miss your opportunity. If you don't, you miss your opportunity because everything is faster than you. Yeah, that sounds pretty bad. Were there even any guppies still in service in 68? I guess maybe, yeah. Huh?
Con, helm, steady course.
Okay, Sierra 4 is like none the wiser, but Sierra 1's like something happened.
Come left to 122, helm aye.
Well, let's go 5 knots. We can go 5 knots here. Let's try and get out of the way of this guy a little bit.
5 knots, maneuvering aye.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
I know we can probably make 7 here.
Make turns for 7 knots, maneuvering aye. Make turns for 5 knots, maneuvering aye. Come left to 103, helm aye.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 3 knots.
Just trying to listen. Yeah, the November is just steady as she goes. November has no idea what the heck just happened. Just gotta wait for Echo to secure from whatever he's doing. Bobbing up and down like a cork.
Con, helm, steady course.
Greater underwater propulsion. It was cool to see the USS Torsk back in Baltimore when I got a chance to the museum. Because she was in guppy configuration, so I'm not sure I knew that until I got there. I was in like World War II configuration, but yeah, early Cold War guppy configuration, so definitely cool to see that. All the different guppies, I don't remember what kind of guppy the Torsk was. Concur contacts are returning to base course. Right around us.
Come right to 221, helm aye.
She's steadying out. No. Just handles like a pig. Definitely doing a gentle course change. Seemingly. Alright, I will be right back. Hurry, 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 schmurgy. I'll be back. Jesus. Okay. Sneeze is done.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Hoity-toity.
Con, helm, steady course.
01 be taking its sweet time there, matey. Okay. Being them baffles. Juice it up.
Make turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering aye. Con, maneuvering, making turns for 15 knots.
Let's get back in there. Getting close.
Come right to 242, helm aye.
That echo's about to be in the briny deep there, matey. Hoity-toity. Sorry, I apologize. My conduct was uncalled for and regrettable.
Come left to 228, helm aye. Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Suck one.
Aye, sir.
Con, helm, steady course.
Suck two.
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 5 knots. Make turns for 9 knots. Maneuvering aye. Con, maneuvering, making turns for 9 knots.
Alright, we got one more sub to deal with, so let's expedite this here. Does the torpedo speed up when it goes like up or down? It looks like it's like getting closer when I send it like up or down. Maybe I'm just imagining things. It looks like the cones are getting closer together. I guess we can... Oh, it's because I'm doing it to this front one. Okay, so never mind. Thought I was doing it to the rear one, so yeah, the front one. Good. Conservation. Yeah, got it. I'm not even going to bother explaining it. Hoity-toity.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Time to get yours, Dirty Dan. It's gonna be bad for him at any depth. I'm not going to bother using the Mark 45s because they have the same size warhead as the Mark 37. So, Mark 45s I'll save for more as like an oh shit kind of torpedo. If I need the speed against a November or a Victor or something. I think those are the only two boats I really have to worry about. Maybe the Charlie one. Yes, the Charlie one. Boom!
Con, sonar lost contact. Sierra.
Oh, tried to blow.
Last bearing 2, 3. Contact breaking up.
It's time to blow. Oh wait, you gotta blow. Wait, I gotta blow. No one knows what I'm talking about. Unless Tychosis is here. Oh, Yankee. 27 knots. So Yankee, Charlie, Victor, and November. Golf, 13 knots submerged. Yoish. Alright, let's get up to that other November. And reload both tubes.
Make turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering aye. Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 1.
Come left 2, 1. Helm aye.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready. Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
You get a blow. Oh god. You wanted me to say that, didn't you? Wow, we've come a good ways here. 8, 16, 24, 32. We'll have gone like 16 miles. I was looking at how this playlist is like 33 videos long. I'm like, why is this playthrough taking so long? But I forgot that I got like sunk as a permit like 15, 16 or so videos ago. I was like, oh, that explains it. We should be getting kind of close to the end, I think.
Come left 2, 190. Helm aye.
You know, once I get to 5,000 or 5,000 yards, it may almost be worth like listening again for other subs.
225. Helm aye.
Alright, let's take a listen.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Sure, there's no one else out here.
Make turns for 3 knots. Maneuvering aye. Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 3 knots.
Oh, seems pretty clear. I think it's just our boy Sierra 4 here. But yeah, both of these guys needed 2 torps, huh? Oh, I was like, wait, what? Sierra 3 is still up and at him. I can't click on the dead boats for some reason. Maybe it imploded. Sierra 1 imploded. Ooh, okay, we came off that shoal. Interesting. We came off that shoal. It's back over here. Alright, we'll speed it back up then.
Make turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering aye.
I don't even know if shoal is the right word. Shoal sounds a lot shallower than it was. Seamount? I don't know. Ridge? Maybe. Yeah, how much that mic sub that could dive to like 3,000 feet, how much freaking air pressure did that thing need to be able to blow at that depth? Yeah, I have Cold Waters on Steam, and this is .mod. You can like search .mod GitHub online. That's where the latest version of the mod is at. And then I've made a few tweaks to it myself. I mean, nothing. I do at some point want to make a download for my active sonar tweaks, but I just haven't had the time to do it. I just want to make sure I do it right and don't put up something shoddy. It's gonna not work or something. I actually don't know what like .mod changes in these stock campaigns too much. That has been lost on me. Let's you know what, let's listen one more time for any
Turns for
any
3
buddies.
knots. Maneuvering I.
I don't think .mod is on Subsim, it's on GitHub, GITHUB.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 3 knots.
Anything? We clear? It was pretty clear.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering I.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir. Shoot 2-3. Aye, sir.
Okay, dokie.
Make turns for 9 knots. Maneuvering I. Con maneuvering, making turns for 9 knots.
They do indeed have a Discord. I don't really participate there anymore. Nothing against them. Just those, there's some insufferable types on these Milsim Discords, is all I'll say. Tiernan, hello. We got the best chatters. Chattiest Cathy's. How you doing, Mr. Sir? Chopped liver? I don't know that I've ever tried liver, but I like liverwurst. But I don't think I've ever had pure liver. Let's wrap it up.
Fire control. Weapon acquired.
It's time to say goodnight. Wonder if that torpedo would get like messed up being that close to that explosion.
Last bearing 220. Contact breaking up.
If they don't give me orders to go back to base and rearm, I will be... You know, I was gonna say, if you want to force a rearm, just shoot all your torpedoes.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
Alright, let's get out of here. Crew proficiency increased. Increase it to... Fine work, Commander. He could be okay. Oh, and sad MBT X container, hello. Forgot to say hello. Hide the bolt. Look at that lovely blue water. How many convoys am I gonna protect? Keep protecting convoys. They did not give me rearm and repair, those bastards. I should have shot off some torpedoes. I wonder what the threshold is. I wish it could be different for different kinds of torpedoes. You know what, they're diesel electrics. Let's go with 3 torpedoes. Even if there's 5 boats, 3 out of 5 is still greater than 50%, so we should be good. We're gonna do it because I think I'm gonna miss this mission otherwise. And if any surface ships come along, we got enough torpedoes for them. So yellow 204. Oh, I have to try and catch him in that channel over there. I want to know why this channel exists. It's like the ocean, it's not like a river. Maybe at some point when water levels were a lot lower in the world, this got carved out. That looks like a nuke dude hauling ace. Probably not who we're looking for. I'm gonna guess that's them. You know, I don't have to be in 204 to reach them. I'm gonna go up here. Maybe try and catch them in open waters here. Yeah, there we go. 9 knots, oh boy. Alright, 004. Moderate duct, moderate layer, well. Let's do it.
Con, rig ship for ultra quiet.
Con, sonar, new contact bearing 022, designated Sierra 2.
Not a foxtrot. Don't jump the gun there, Sally. That might be the Andijan. No, trawler.
Con, sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as merchant.
Another trawler. Okay, our boy was up this way somewhere.
Right to 006, helm I.
Make turns for 3 knots. Maneuvering I.
See if we can't hear no one. Oh my god, what a lovely bright day.
Con, maneuvering. Making
Mingled
turns for
waters.
3 knots.
Perilous fluids. Seeing if we can't hear anyone up here.
Con, sonar, new contact bearing 121, designated Sierra 3.
Just came out of the baffles, seemingly. Gee, I wonder if she plays for one of the or I wonder if she dates one of the Yankees. Couldn't tell you.
Con, sonar,
Merchant.
Sierra 3
Alright.
is classified as merchant.
Let's get down there.
Make depth 200 feet. Dive by.
Reload tube 1. I mean, I could put a Mark 16 in there, but can't use it against subs, so I don't know. Just leave it empty. But I only have 1 Mark 37 and 2 Mark 45, so that's why it's empty. I only have 3 anti-submarine torpedoes left.
Can we not waste Mark 45 torpedoes against only diesel subs? Can we save those for nuclear subs?
Replace Mark 45 with Sidewinder and replace
sonar,
diesel sub with
01 is
Chinese spy
classified as
balloon.
merchant.
Wait, did it just say Sierra 1 merchant? Yeah, trawler. Okay, I guess it was the other trawler. They got those two different voice frequencies. Okay, we're not hearing anyone. So let's get cooking good looking.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is classified
Good thing
as
we're getting new
merchant.
contacts. We're just classifying stuff. Okay.
Make depth 3.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye. Con maneuvering. Making turns for 10
Do a
knots.
crazy Ivan. Check them baffles. Trying to remember when I really learned about Sturgeon. I really didn't have too much knowledge of the pre-LA boats. I think really before playing this game, honestly.
Con, dive at 300 feet, dive aye.
Yeah, this game is coming up on 7 years old. I refuse to believe that. How many addresses ago was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 addresses ago in my life. 5 houses ago.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Oh,
Make turns for
we have a friend.
3 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Oh, look at that. I don't recall seeing that kind of merchant too much. Sierra 4. Why did that not get called out on the sonar? Did it get overwritten by some other thing? It should go in like a queue. Juliett.
Con
Well,
maneuvering,
well.
Making turns for 3 knots.
See you later, tire technician. I now know how. Ooh, that was a nice little phrasing there. Still playing StarCraft. Yeah, I've kind of become like a an old man, if you will, with my video games. I just kind of play the same old ones over and over. Sprinkle in a new one every now and then. I mean, I got 2 games for my Switch like 3 months ago, and I've yet to play them. I got the new Zelda. Still need to play that. And then Metroid Prime from back in the day for GameCube. Definitely need to play some of that, but I just haven't gotten to it yet. Like, I just play Stalker, Stalker, Half-Life 2. Sub-Command, Cold Waters, Half-Life. Alright, Mr. Juliett, you got any friends out here?
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Which Zelda tuning? Breath of the Wild or
Con maneuvering. Making
whatever this
turns
new one's
for
called? Tears of the Kingdom?
0 knots.
Tears of the Kingdom. Did you play Breath of the Wild? Breath of the Wild is really good. I also cannot believe that game is like... That's coming up on like 7 years old now too. When did that come out? 2017? I think so.
Con sonar lost contact.
Aye, aye.
Sierra 1.
Breath of the Wild was really
bearing
good, but I don't know if I'm ever really gonna
2,
like
contact
play it again. Like, some open world games are very replayable, but Breath of the Wild, not as much. It doesn't mean it wasn't good,
Con, sonar.
but I don't know
lost
how like
contact.
replayable it is.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Which is why I'm excited for Tears of the Kingdom, because it's like the same thing but a new game.
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 5
Kerbal
knots.
Space Program. That's like 15 years old. No, I don't know if it's that old. 13? Something like that. Yeah, I haven't played that in a long time. Probably won't ever revisit that either. Lil Trill, hello. Good evening, sir. Oh, do they say that in China? Have you seen the Able Archer documentary? I don't think so. I did see like some like mockumentary.
Make turns for 3
I don't know if
knots.
mockumentary is the right word. It's like a fictional documentary about like nuclear war happening when
Con,
Bush Sr. was in
maneuvering,
office.
making turns for 3 knots.
And it involves like a Tu-160 like blowing up a nuke over like the North Sea, and then the defecation hits the oscillation. But no, I don't think I've seen an Able Archer documentary. I'm aware of Able Archer. We lost contact with Sierra 4. Hey, okay, well, let's approach that direction cautiously.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering I.
Oh my god, we're freaking close to this dude. What does that say? Does that say Greta shipping? I don't know. Acne. I remember when they like put something out asking for like fake companies to put on here, and I just couldn't think of one, so it didn't. Great story, Charlie. This still looks so good.
Con, helm, steady course. Con, sonar, regained contact on. Sierra 1,
I wonder if-
bearing 280.
I wonder if Sierra 1 went shallow. Sierra 4,
Rig ship
excuse
for
me.
ultra quiet.
Let's check it out.
Make depth 100 feet. Dive I.
Con, sonar, regained contact on. Sierra 4, bearing 3.
I'm thinking of World War III. Okay. Mr. Jones, hello. Sawyer, how's it going? Beetlejuice, yeah, that was for Halloween. Did it actually scare you?
Con, sonar, regained contact on. Sierra 2.
Nuke over the North Sea is what gave it away.
8.
I mean, that's the part I remember most is the Tu-160 with the nuke thing. Did we reacquire Sierra 4? Ah, we did. Ah, I went back down. Go back down.
Make depth 200 feet. Dive I.
All right, let's close on our dude here. The old 7 knot ski. I don't even know if we need to do the old 7 knot ski. We're actually like really not that far away. Yeah, let's keep it kosher. The old 5 knots. Been a little wishy-washy. Sorry there.
Con, maneuvering, making
Helm.
turns for 5 knots.
30.
It's relatively
feet
quiet out
nine.
here. 81 Dib. 81 Debbies. 81 little Debbies. Ugh, this frickin' thing. Ugh. It does look like an Echo when you kind of stop and think about it. A stubby Echo, snub nose Echo.
Come left to 3.
That's a possibility of escort, huh? I don't think we've picked up anyone.
Con, helm, steady course.
Con, sonar, new contact bearing.
Oh, speak of the devil.
3, 1, designated Sierra 5.
Looks like a whiskey to me.
Con, sonar, Sierra 5 is classified as submerged submarine.
Oh joy. Alright, I'll be right back. It's time for another brewski. Okay. They haven't updated. I think they actually just released a new .mod version, but for a while there it was static because the upcoming game Sea Power kept stealing .mod developers. Okay, looks like we're altering course to head for the Zavisky.
Come right to 3.
Some more
5, 1,
goddamn
helm
Kentucky
aye.
gentlemen. Starboard or port? I guess it depends what you're talking about. What is the context of the starboard or port versus the left or right? Yeah, just keep heading maybe like this.
Come left to 3, 1, 2, helm aye. Con, helm, steady course.
One second. I think it's just like the ambient audio track in the game. I thought I was hearing like someone's fire alarm going off. Come left or turn left. Vodka penis. Oh my god. Yeah, so like relative to a ship, this is like the port side and the starboard side. And then from this perspective, yeah, still port side over here, starboard side over here. But left or right? Yeah, I guess that's just the way you like. That's an interesting discrepancy. Left is the way you turn versus right. Because I know like when you're talking like in dangerous waters and you have like Sierra 5 here, you draw like a straight line of Sierra 5. Like the bearing rate here would say it's going like left 0.6 degrees per minute or whatever. And that makes more sense because it's relative to just like the bearing left or right. But yeah, like in like the Titanic, they say like hard to port, hard to starboard, but then here it's like come left, come right. Wonder if Bob can shed any light on that. In a helium reactor, is the helium a liquid or a gas? No, it is not a liquid. It is a gas. Bob, why is it you know, you have like the port and starboard of the boat, but when you turn it says like come left or come right? Why is that? Why is there a difference there? Nuclear war techno thriller. I don't generally, cause Navy. I have a weird relationship with nukes. I'm like, my interest doesn't go far beyond just how they work. I don't generally like movies about nuclear war or books about nuclear war. How does the helium factor into the reaction? Helium just has like the highest heat conductivity. It has like the best thermal properties of any gas. Hydrogen has better properties, but hydrogen tends to explode. So we don't use hydrogen as a coolant in a reactor, so we use helium, which is the next best thing. You could also use like carbon dioxide or air even. And also helium is very unreactive. It does not corrode things. Air will corrode things. Carbon dioxide, I think, can corrode things at very high temperatures or becomes like unstable at very high temperatures. Okay, let's speed this up here. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling girl. Yeah, chemicals are weird. Hydrogen's explosive, oxygen burns like crazy, but H2O is used to put fires out. The chemical bonds are strong with this one. Well, it's like table salt. Table salt's a very stable, safe thing. But if you get metal sodium, it explodes on contact with water. So yeah, chemistry is some weird stuff. Is helium a byproduct of some reactors? Helium is a byproduct of radiation. Alpha particles become helium once they absorb 2 electrons. Not any sizable amount, of course. But yeah, helium is a byproduct of radioactivity to some extent. So is hydrogen. You get hydrogen gas generation from radioactive things. But I don't think there's helium in it in sizable amounts from. I mean, I think it might be a byproduct of fusion. You might get a decent bit of helium out of fusion. Yes, chlorine would also kill you. Good point. Forgot about chlorine. But yeah, together they're just table salt. But speaking of reactors, that's an interesting point because there's 2 different kinds of like sodium coolants being talked about. There's liquid metal sodium, which is one type of coolant. And then there's molten salt, which can be like, it's not, they don't use table salt for molten salt coolant, but you could have like, in theory, table salt, molten salt coolant, but liquid metal and molten salt coolants are 2 separate things. They're not the same thing. I think the melting point for table salt would be too high, but it's probably corrosive or something. The one molten salt that gets talked about a lot is called Fleeb. Fluorine, lithium, beryllium. Fleeb is not a great name. But it's a pretty cool material. It's transparent. Okay. Shooting Sierra 4 may hear Sierra 5 stuff going on, but I think that's fine. Sierra 4 is slow. But I wonder if Sierra 4 should be able to take one torpedo, be a one and done there. Let's take a look at that November. 4,700 tons. Juliett may take two. We'll have to see. I mean, given how ugly this thing is, it's definitely somewhat double hold, if not just 1.5 hold. Hold. What was the metal that Russians used in their Alpha submarines? Oh yeah, the hull was titanium, but the coolant in the reactor was lead bismuth.
Come left to 251 helm I.
Make turn.
Well, let's make sure we're not going to cavitate here. I think we'll be fine, but just want to make sure.
Make turns for 1, 2 knots. Maneuvering I.
So for the longest time, I thought the Alpha was a fast reactor. If someone doesn't know what that is, I can explain that. But no, it was in fact a thermal reactor. It had fixed beryllium moderators and a lead bismuth coolant. Very exotic. Very exotic. Ooh,
Make turns for 1, 0 knots. Maneuvering I.
Come left to 235 helm I.
Make turns for 1, 2 knots.
This whiskey's all over the place. Seems a little silly to use a reactor you cannot shut down. It was supposed to be able to shut down. They were supposed to have these facilities at the bases so you could pump steam onto the boat to keep the coolant liquid. But those facilities broke down, so that's why they... Yeah, that's why they never turned the reactors off. Because yeah, you don't want the lead bismuth. I guess they didn't put away on board the sub to remelt the coolant. I guess maybe that was too complicated or wouldn't fit. So they were supposed to use those shore facilities to keep the coolant liquid when the reactor was shut down, but did not work out that way. Closing on Sierra 5, see here. That's right, when we're about to shoot, we'll take a listen, reestablish. Well, let's try and reestablish Sierra 4 now.
Rig ship
Let's
for
see if there's
Ultra
anyone
Quiet.
else out here too.
Make turns for 3 knots. Maneuvering I.
Oh, hey Gamers Unite, how's it going? Howdy ho. That's from Call of Pripyat, huh? Stalker Call of Pripyat? Think so.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 4 bearing.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 3 knots.
Yeah, it seems like there's not anyone else out here. That was Sequest with Roy Scheider. This guy on Twitter, his handle's like Old Submariner. He did like a video edit of like a Seawolf TV show from the 90s crossed with like Sequest. It's a pretty cool little like fan trailer or whatever you want to call it. What did I come out here? I came up here to the quick reference to check out something, but I don't remember what. Oh, I wanted to see what my noise level was at will they have my noise level at idle, if you will. I'll stop whatever 120 dB. Okay. All right. Let's freaking keep going.
Make turns for 15 knots.
Use the Mark 37 for the whiskey.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 15 knots.
I haven't had Chinese takeout in a while. Oh, get rid of all this. Sequest tried to turn this next gen Trek. Oh yeah, I bet it's easy to run out of ideas. What are we doing, Whiskey? What are we doing?
Make turns for 8 knots. Maneuvering I.
Oh, you're getting some bad weather down there in
Con maneuvering,
Maryland.
making turns for 8
I think we're supposed to get like just an edge of that snow. It's gonna get cold as tits up here though. New oversimplified video. Oh my god. And granted, I will caveat the coldest tits with East Coast coldest tits. It's going down to 12 degrees tonight with a high of 20 tomorrow. Goodness gracious. No, we're not getting any snow this weekend anymore. Oh, thanks, Starbuck Quasar. Glad to have you here. TV show sound service. Oh, yeah, like from the 50s or 60s or something. Oh, yes, I was giving those temperatures in freedom units. I guess maybe like -10 Celsius tonight. Something like that. Okay, let's do this thing.
Shoot 2-3. Aye, sir.
Ah!
Warning in the torpedo.
Ah, God. It was clear. I thought I was at 5 knots.
Damage control parties. Lay to the control room.
No, everybody just erase the last 20 seconds from your mind. Don't worry about it. I hope we have enough to sink that Juliett. Oh, I'm thinking about enabling ranges. This is a manual torpedo.
Shoot 2-4. Aye, sir.
I hope we don't get a wire snap on the Juliett. That would be game over, man. What is that thing from Fallout 3? Like the mind eraser thing? There's like a mind erasing gun in Fallout 3 that goes like. How is the different coolant regulated through a reactor? What do you mean, Sawyer? Heat up means above 5C. Yeah, we've been below freezing for several days now, so there's just like a sheet of ice at the bottom of my driveway that I'm ready for it to melt next week. Because our sump pump just pumps right onto the driveway. You can like see like the ripples in the ice sheet. It's freaking. Live in an old house. This house is like 100 years old or something.
Con sonar launch transient from Sierra.
Oh,
5.
did I have this thing set to like active or something? Wait,
Sonar,
I'm
launch
confused.
transient from
That's
Sierra
fine.
5.
Let's bring this bad boy in.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 5. Last bear.
Make turns for 20. Make turns.
Con sonar, we are cavitating. Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Passing 500 feet. Passing 600 feet. Make depth 750 feet. Dive by. Passing 700 feet.
Con, helm, steady course.
Repair some pumps almost once every week. Oh, okay. Something about the Mark 45 turning on alerted the whiskey. I thought the Mark 45 was all manual guidance, or is it? So I don't know why. Something weird happened there. And then the little scratch that'll buff out. Drop icebox. What, you drop it after it makes the ice? Is that what that means?
Come left.
Alright, where's this
Turns for 5.
Juliett
Shift for
ski at?
ultra quiet.
Let's
Make
take a
turns
listen.
For 3 knots. Maneuvering eye.
Oh my god, hull got down to 15%. I didn't see that. Sweet Jesus. We gotta get shallow.
Make depth 350 feet. Dive by.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra.
Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 3 knots.
Okay, I guess I think I know what you're saying, Sawyer. Yeah, in a pressurized water reactor, you got the pumps, but you also have the pressurizer to make sure that the coolant stays liquid. No pressurizer in a boiling water reactor because the water exists as a gas and a liquid. You don't need a space for water to expand into. And it's like the same thing for gas reactors. Since it's already a gas, it's very compressible, so it just pumps. But obviously very different types of pumps than a water reactor. I guess you could say they're probably more like fans.
Con, helm, steady course.
But they're both fluids. The principle is the same. Moving a fluid to transfer heat around.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering I.
Come left to 195. Helm I.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 10 knots.
Yeah, an old game can still be new for you. But I played Silent Hunter for a long frickin' time ago on this channel if you want to see those videos. I lasted like 5 videos and then I just wasn't feeling it, so I stopped. I was probably never going to have the patience to learn the game on stream, but I really just don't. I'm very interested in World War II, but I actually really don't like pay too much attention to the naval aspects of World War II. I'm more interested in like the land aspects of World War II. So it doesn't really have much of a draw for me, the Silent Hunter games. Oh, just to clarify, when I played the Silent Hunter 4, it was my first time ever playing Silent Hunter. So no mods. I didn't play it longer than a few videos. Surface and naval stuff is more interesting. Yeah, maybe. Oh gosh.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Make turns for 3 knots. Maneuvering I.
Speaking of surface naval stuff, the fine fellows at Sea Power asked me to look at their closed beta of Sea Power, so I've been. I've put in a very. I may have put in like 20 minutes to that game so far. Maybe I'll get some more in this weekend, but yeah, just gonna look at their Sea Power there. But a lot more expansive for sure than dot mod surface combat. But I need to spend more time to get into it because I've just been meddling with it every for a few minutes every now and then. So I need to really like sit down and get into it there. Oh, yeah, I mean, it's nuclear. Sawyer. Redundancy is the name of the game. I'm sure there's plenty of redundancy, but the gas-cooled reactors that use, like, triso pebbles are meltdown-proof. They cannot melt down, so you don't have to worry about, like, emergency cooling system redundancies as much as you do with, like, anywhere near as much as you do with, like, a water reactor. Which is definitely a pro of those reactors. Brit waffle? What's Brit waffle? Oh, Brit waffle, Truckinafeld Brit waffle. Didn't I order, like, what depth did I order here? What's going on? I think I pressed W.
Make depth 3.
300's fine.
Feet, dive I.
Come right to 2.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering I.
I was gonna say I could possibly shoot at this guy right now, but no, he'd get counter fire on me if I need the wire. Yeah, it's not wise. We'll do it right. Oh, I can't go deep Starbuck Quasar. I gotta, my hull integrity is only 15%. I would not have gone to 750 feet earlier if I knew that. We're gonna stay right up here. I don't know how much 15% affects my max depth, but I'm not gonna
Dive at 3.
not gonna figure that one out.
Feet, dive by.
Oh yeah, the fusion tokamak. Yeah, still a long way to go in fusion. Oh
Rig
gosh,
ship for ultra quiet.
this guy's able to hear us a little
Come
better
right
than I
to
thought he
2,
would.
7, 7, helm I. Con, helm, steady course.
Am I putting out like a lot of noise because of the damage or something? I could have sworn earlier when I was at like 5 knots and this speed I was doing like 125 dB. I may be putting out more noise because of damage. I did not know that was a thing. It's like the first time I can recall thinking about that. But it's nice. I think that's a good thing to put in. Yeah, I seem to be making about, if I'm remembering correctly, I'm making about 12 dB more noise here.
Come left to 240, helm I. Con, helm, steady course.
Alright, what's CR4 gonna do here? It looks like he's trying to go back to the transient point. He's like doubling back. You gotta like turn around when he finds out there's nothing here. I do have a hole in my sonar dome. Sonar seems to be just fine though. It's not knocked out at all.
Come left to 219, helm I. Con, helm, steady course.
I don't want to turn in too much to CR4 because I don't know what he's going to do. I feel like he's going to turn back to what he was doing at some point. And I don't want to be in the way of him when he does that. I'm just kind of hanging out.
Come left to 050, helm I.
Waiting for him to turn back. He's going 8 knots. Like it was before. Imploded your sonar dome on the Bremerton?
Steady course.
Wait, the USS Bremerton? Oh. Is that a emergency surface into a civilian boat joke? Oh, look at that, it's turning. Sawyer says, don't they require a Jesus amount of strong magnetic force? Yeah, something on the order of like dozens of Tesla of magnetic force. Liquid helium cooling. I mean, the tokamaks have like gotten some plasma started, but they have not put out any energy yet. There was the laser ignition facility in the US, which is a completely different method of doing fusion. Sorry, I'm fiddling with these keys. It keeps clanging. But the laser ignition facility is not designed to ever be a power reactor. It's mostly used for like nuclear weapons research, I think, is the goal of the laser ignition facility. But yeah, that thing managed to squeeze out like a tiny bit of juice, a little net positive energy gain there, but you still need some. I think it's something like on the order of 100 times the ratio of the energy that came out of the laser ignition facility thing that you would need to make fusion feasible. So there's a long way to go. And this is all caveated with that I don't really know a lot about fusion. I'm a fission guy. Hello, Hootie. Same thing in reverse. I mean, I know the basic theory of it, but I don't know the practical side as much. Almost at all. It's that's experimental stuff. They don't really teach you a lot about fusion in nuclear engineering degrees. Peak fusion? What do you mean peak fusion? You mean like feasible fusion? I know you're joking. Oh god, who knows? That could be a long way away to achieve what did I even say? Feasible fusion? Long enough away that we should not count on it for anything. There's a contingent of anti-nuclear, and I guess when we should say nuclear, we should really mean fission, because fusion is technically nuclear as well. Not technically, it is nuclear. There's a contingent of anti-fission people who say, why are we even focusing on fission? Fusion's right there. It's like, no, it's not right there. If it happens, great, but we can't count on it happening anytime soon. The joke is it's like always 20 years away, so I really don't know. It's really hard to, it turns out it's really hard to control a 1,000,000-degree plasma. I'm gonna go and say it's like 50 to 100 years away. I'm gonna say it's pretty far. But I have no basis for saying it's 50 or 100 years away besides the fact that the current tokamak stuff is really, all that major research, like the ITER project in France, that all started in the 80s. So I'm going to say like 50 to 100 years away. Oh, the old hotter than the sun analogy. I think the surface of the sun is like relatively cool. It is definitely, fusion is definitely hotter than the surface of the sun, but it's not hotter than like the center of the sun. I think lightning is hotter than the surface of the sun. But yeah, it's still, that's not to detract from the fact that it's balls hot. Fusion is just, excuse me, fission is just so much easier. It's all at relatively normal pressures and temperatures. Like fusion, it's at these extreme temperatures and extreme pressures. Fusion is a lot harder. But yeah, unless it, like Bob said, unless you got the a nuclear explosion, we figured out fusion and nuclear explosions. I mean, when you stop and think about it, that's like the crazy part about fusion bombs, is that you have to use fission just to get fusion to happen. That's how hard fusion is. You need the extreme temperatures and pressure of fission just to start fusion. Yeah, commercial fusion where you can extract electricity out of it. That is where like the 100 times more energy extraction or whatever you want to call it from like what the laser ignition facility achieved is where it comes into can you like sell it to people? That's like where the far to go part is. I mean, I think you can find videos of like plasma in these tokamak reactors, but it extinguishes itself because it runs out of juice. I think they've held plasma for a few seconds now. I think one of the big questions is how do you get fuel into that continuously? Because it's more analogous to like a combustion engine, where you have to like, how do you keep like getting fuel in there? Because it's like operating continuously. And you have to add more fuel. It's not like fuel rods with fission where it just happens there for a long time. Like fusion's this plasma that you have to somehow get more fuel into it. I mean, it'll be basically free if it turns out to be feasible. It's going to be so cheap because hydrogen's so abundant. What's your take on these tiny fission reactors that they claim is a game changer? Let's see here. Let's see. Alright, so guys, I started a new job at the beginning of the month, and the new job is that I now work at Westinghouse. So I'm saying that just because I'm expressing my own personal thoughts, and they do not reflect those of Westinghouse. But I think that tiny fission reactors have a niche role, but I don't know that they're necessarily the savior that everyone is purporting them to be of nuclear power. But I think they can definitely serve a certain role, but I don't think they're the long-term answer. I mean, they're definitely cool. I like working with the small reactor stuff, but it's just economies of scale. Like a big reactor is just always going to be cheaper than a bunch of smaller reactors. Westinghouse is still around. Oh yeah, they're still like one of the biggest nuclear companies in the world. Love your reactors. Yeah, it's definitely cool to be working for them. The story history with the just everything. All the commercial reactors, naval reactors. Definitely cool. Oh, we almost got detected there. Goodness gracious. We were making a lot of noise. But I could be wrong about the small reactors. I don't work on the economic side of these things. But in my opinion, I think the big reactors make more sense.
Right 2138, helm I.
In general, I think that the small reactors definitely have like a very useful role in like remote community kind of thing.
Helm, steady course.
I think with the advent of like laser weapons, we're gonna need like reactors to power those kinds of things. And then like a big place where they're really useful is like chemical processing plants. Those places need a lot of heat, and right now they burn like fossil fuels to get that, but you could just give them like a nice small reactor and give them all the heat they want. That's a very nice role for them. I have not gotten a Westinghouse hard hat. But I will very likely not be going to any place that I need a Westinghouse hard hat. One of those tiny reactors is powering the Mars rover. So that's not actually a reactor. That is a radioisotope thermal generator. That is just capturing the heat of the decay of plutonium-238 and turning that into electricity. It's very inefficient, but it's very dependable.
Come right to 217 Helm I.
Oh.
Make turns for 1.
Yeah, let's do a little catch up to this guy. I was gonna say we don't
for 1,
need to catch up to this guy.
knots.
Actually, I
Maneuvering
don't think we really... No, let's get a little closer if we can. Might as well.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 15 knots. Con helm.
And Back to the Future. Well, Back to the Future, like... Did you see my Back to the Future video, Sawyer? I got one on the atomic age there. But I think that's supposed to be a fission reactor. No, not supposed to. It is a fission reactor in Back to the Future. They use plutonium-239. I'm not going to say no one cares if, like, plutonium-238 gets out into the wild, but it's not... You can't make a bomb out of plutonium-238. Which is what, like, the Mars rover runs on. Nuclear bombs use plutonium-239. The Mr. Fusion. I love that scene with the Mr. Fusion because he's putting trash in it. That's actually like... That syncs with fusion. Because trash is all like light elements. It could, in theory, fuse trash to make a fusion reaction. One whole electron, neutron, but yeah, it is very curious how different numbers of neutrons give you so many vastly different nuclear properties. $1.21 gigawatts. 1.21 gigawatts. Great Scott. Was the DeLorean made from titanium? Didn't help it too much, did it? The DeLorean was still slow as shit. I thought I heard that like the DeLorean couldn't even reach 88 miles an hour. The real life one. Alright, we should be good. Let's shoot on this thing.
Make turns for 1. Make turns for 8.
Does plutonium-239 decay into lead? Eventually. In a long time.
8 knots.
I don't know how many different things it has to decay into first before it gets to lead. But yeah, most radioactive things stop being radioactive once they reach lead. Because pretty much everything above lead on the periodic table is radioactive.
Shoot tube 2. Aye, sir.
Stainless steel. Oh, the body frames? When car body frames are made of... I guess they're still made of steel, aren't they? Is it carbon steel or stainless steel? It's only like fancy cars that have like aluminum panels or stuff like that. Fiberglass, carbon fiber. The flux capacitor. That whole scene where they're like, you first see the DeLorean and all that. That scene cracks me up, man. It's so funny. What's this thing run on, Doc? Gas? No, unfortunately. It needs something with a little more kick. Plutonium. Doc, did you rip that off? Stole it from some Libyan nationalists. Want me to make them a nuclear bomb, so I just gave them a bomb casing with some old pinball machine parts. Come on. Who do you think? The Libyans! Flux capacitor means nothing, but it sounds cool, which is why they used it. Could you jumpstart a reactor using lightning? You don't need to. You jumpstart a reactor with neutrons. If the lightning bolt gave you neutrons. Oh, the telepathic thing. It tells me that this thing doesn't work.
Sonar, launch transient from Sierra 4.
This is so bizarre. This thing like turns on and then starts like pinging. I don't know why it like alerts them. I wonder if it's just like something that got overlooked in dot mod or whatever. It's just supposed to be on manual guidance, but I don't know if the manual guidance is supposed to be like being fed off of pings or how that's supposed to work. I think even if we don't sink this guy, I think wounding will be enough. I hope. I hope, Georgie. We all float down here, Georgie. Down here, your reactors float. I don't know what that means, Georgie. It sounded silly. Can we, like, aim right for the frickin' control room? Ah, I didn't get him.
Come left 2. Make turns for 15 knots. Maneuvering I.
Well, that's it. We're high and dry, unless he goes on the surface. If he emergency blows, we could hit him with a Mark 16, yeah! We're gonna do it.
15 knots.
Neutron beam death ray. Oh, it's probably very possible. Frickin' neutron bombs. The different types of like nuclear bombs that are out there is like disturbing.
Con, helm, steady course.
Neutron bombs, cobalt salt bomb,
Con, sonar,
salted cobalt
Sierra
bombs,
4
or the hell
is
you want to call it.
cavitating.
The tube still shows a Mark 48, even when you're not firing one. What? Does it? Jumpstart a reactor with a neutron beam gun. They usually use Californium 252. Oh, I thought he was like, just doing that. But yeah, we're gonna catch up to this son of a gun and Mark 16 him on the surface. Well, can he secure? Is he gonna secure the flooding and then resubmerge?
7, helm aye.
Let's go to 4 hundo.
Depth
450.
0, 0 feet, dive
I'm
aye.
gonna catch up to this dude. Mark 16 him on the surface. But I think he's gonna secure the flooding and re-dive. I hope he stays on the surface. Torpedo inbound and you're attacking. Hell yeah! A thing is a frickin' paper tiger. This thing sucks. This inner circle is the range of its seeker. It's really they did not program in. I don't know. I don't know if this was like a. This was a frickin' dot mod nerf or what, but the AI should really be launching like a spread of like 4 of these things.
Con, dive
Excuse me.
at 4, 5.
Make turns for 2, 0 knots. Maneuvering aye.
It's still on the surface. Wow, this is even if we cavitate, he can't hear it. It's
2,
fine.
6 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Raise the schnorker. Yeah, freaking cobalt bombs. It's like landmines, but radioactivity. Harpoon. Ah, I wish. That's what harpoon was meant for, huh? Surface to submarines. Ah, that'll buff out. This thing doesn't get a fairing? That seems weird. Well, I guess these don't have fairings either.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
I hear like this like low bassy sound from it, like it's trying to
Con, maneuvering. Making turns
be like
for
a nuclear
2,
kind of sound. I don't know.
6 knots.
Is this supposed to be like the snorkel back here? Schnorkel. Schnorkel in New Hampshire. They may fire when ready. I'm not on the surface. This is a Juliett, sir. This is an ugly submarine. I'm offended. This is me.
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
Sorry, I'm just thinking of something dumb, but funny. Gotta pack the car in the yard. Was that what Roy Scheider says in the beginning of Jaws? You know what Jaws is? Jaws is probably the best example of the movie being better than the book. I read the book, and it sucked. The movie was so much better. I have a bad relationship with the harpoon. Why is that? Ooh, okay. Oh, stop. Don't want to pop out of his baffles there.
Make turns for 1, 5.
We're ready to
knots.
shoot on this dude.
Maneuvering aye.
Goodness gracious, this is going to be glorious.
50 feet, dive aye.
Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 1, 5 knots.
Three days of leave, they call me back in to help target one. Get aboard and go off on your chief.
Make turns for 1, 0 knots.
Alright, we don't want to. I don't want to accidentally pop out of this dude's baffle, so we're going to match
7
speed here.
knots. Maneuvering aye. Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 7 knots.
Continue as planned. You may fire when ready. We'll deal with your rebel friends soon enough. See the helium atom above my chevron swimming. Ramming speed. Gonna ram him with the Mark 16 right up his tuchus. Okay. Let's get in here. I want to make sure we hit this guy.
Con, dive at 150 feet, dive aye.
And fire!
Shoot 2-4. Aye, sir.
What just pinged? I don't know what just pinged. Oh, I'm on that torpedo. Okay, I gotcha. Oh, it's gonna happen! Dude, this size torpedo hitting a submarine. This thing's gonna be... He's up there in a million pieces. It's gonna happen! Yes! Boom! Ah! Was he diving? It's like he heard her the last second. Yeah! Man, that thing should be cracked and oh, sorry. Thing should be cracked and frickin' two, dude. Oh, that's a big torpedo. He is diving now. All right, sweet. There is a picture online you can find of like a I think it's like a World War II era US sub being hit by a Mark 16 on the surface, and it is violent. Let me just bring it up. This thing gets obliterated. Oh god, of course the one I want to find it, I can't frickin' find it. Just a second. Oh god damn it. Where's this photo? Should probably just saved it somewhere, but it is slightly disturbing. Where is this photo? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it because I don't know exactly the parameters of the photo. I can just like see it burned in my mind. What about submarine target torpedo test? Is it on Wikipedia? I wonder if it's on Wikipedia. I don't know. I'll have to find it at some point, but it is quite the photo. We did recreate it. All right, excellente. Oh, look at that. Spruance in the background. Spruance did not exist yet. MRAPs. MRAPs did not exist yet. Return to Holy Lock immediately. Yes, sir. All right. All right. We're going to save it right there. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Good stream. Good stream. Glad to have everyone here. Had a good time. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. And as always, good hunting.